And let me tell you something right now. You weren't born to be weak. You weren't built to suffer. Sickness has no right, no damn right, to stay in your body. It's time to take your power back. It's time to command healing with boldness. Not whisper it, shout it from your soul. This is not a soft, passive prayer. This is a war cry for healing. In this video, you'll hear the words that ignite faith, strength, and power to force sickness out of your life. If you're ready to speak life into your body and destroy every disease, stay locked in, because your breakthrough starts now. By his stripes, you are healed. Authority comes from belief, not from comfort, not from feelings, not from circumstance. Belief is the power source. If you don't believe you have the power to heal, then you've already surrendered. Healing isn't just about medicine or treatment. It begins in the battlefield of the mind. That's where most people lose the war, right between their ears. They think they're sick, so they speak like they're sick, act like they're sick, and live like the sickness owns them. But I'm here to tell you, you are not the sickness. You are not the diagnosis. You are not the pain. You've been conditioned by society to be a victim, conditioned to rely on pills, on pity, on people. But that's not the truth. That's not your destiny. You were created with a spirit of power, not weakness. The same power that raised Christ from the dead. That power resides in you. And the moment you stop begging for healing and start declaring it with authority, everything begins to shift. You want your body to listen? Then speak like you mean it. Speak with the conviction of someone who knows exactly who they are and whose they are. Stop walking around like a powerless beggar, whispering empty prayers. You've got to open your mouth with fire and say, I was created with divine power. My faith activates miracles. Sickness cannot stay. That's not just motivation, that's truth backed by the word of God. The Bible says by his stripes, you are healed. That might be, not someday. Are healed, that's present tense. That means right now. Healing is your legal right. And the suffering, the pain, the weakness, they are trespassing on your temple. And it's time you evict them with authority. You see, belief isn't just a feeling, it's a decision. You decide to believe even when you feel broken. You decide to stand strong even when the symptoms scream at you. That's real power. That's what separates warriors from warriors. And don't think for a second that faith means ignoring reality. No, faith is confronting reality with a higher truth. It's saying, yes, my body feels pain, but my God promises healing. So I choose to believe the promise, not the problem. It's time to flip the script. Start waking up every day and declaring your identity. Remind your body who's in charge. You are not here to barely survive. You are here to thrive, to conquer, to walk in divine strength. Your words are not just sounds. They are spiritual weapons. And when you speak with unshakable faith, backed by the truth of God, heaven listens, darkness trembles, and your body begins to respond. So I dare you, stand up, lift your voice, and declare it one more time with everything in you. I was created with divine power. My faith activates miracles. Sickness cannot stay, because you are not a victim. You are victorious. Speak to the sickness. Don't beg it. Let me say that again with the fire it deserves. You do not beg illness to leave your body. You command it. You order it like a general commands his army. That's the mindset of a warrior. And if you want healing, you better act like one. Begging is the language of weakness, of victimhood. It's the language of people who've surrendered before the fight even began. You weren't born to beg. You weren't put on this earth to plead. You were born to dominate. You were designed to take authority over your body, your mind, your destiny, and it includes your health. When you allow sickness to stay, to linger, to fester, it's because you've made it comfortable. You've made space for it. You've allowed it to settle in like a guest instead of throwing it out like the intruder it really is. And you do that when you talk softly, when you act unsure, when you hope instead of declare. Hope is a starting point, but it's not enough. Hope without action is spiritual laziness. You want to heal? Then get serious. Get angry. Get forceful with that illness. Stop negotiating with what's trying to kill you. You don't ask the enemy to back down. You crush it with authority. Look at how Jesus handled sickness. He didn't whisper. He didn't plead. He spoke with power. Be healed. Get up and walk. Come out. That's your blueprint right there. You want biblical results? Then use biblical boldness. You stand in front of that pain, that disease, that diagnosis, and you say, you do not own me. You are not welcome here. I command you in the name of divine authority. Get out of my body now. That's not arrogance. That's faith with muscle. That's spiritual dominance. You've got to stop acting like sickness is stronger than your voice, like it's got more power than your creator. You've got to stop praying like a victim and start speaking like a victor, because words shape reality. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. If all you ever speak is pain, then pain is what will stay. But if you start declaring healing, if you start releasing faith through your mouth like a hammer breaking chains, you'll see the shift. It might not come in a flash, but the war will turn. And you'll feel it. Every time you feel that pain rise up, speak to it like you're its master, not its prisoner. Every time you get a symptom, don't panic. Prophesy. Speak healing out loud. Don't wait for someone else to pray over you. You pray like you're the general of your life, because you are. So stop begging, stop waiting, start commanding. Every disease, every weakness, every pain, I rebuke you in the name of power and faith. Get out of my body now. Say it loud, say it often. Say it like your life depends on it, because it does. You want healing? Then start by aligning your mind and your mouth. Because the disconnect between what you think and what you say is where most people lose the battle. You can't speak healing with your lips and entertain fear, doubt, and defeat in your thoughts. That's a contradiction. That's spiritual weakness. And weakness doesn't produce breakthrough. That's like planting a seed and then pouring poison on it. What the hell do you expect to grow? This is where most people mess up. They pray for healing, they declaim words of power, but the moment they feel a symptom, the moment the pain returns, their thoughts betray them. Maybe it's not working. What if it gets worse? That's not faith, that's fear wearing a mask. And fear is the enemy of healing. You've got to make a decision. Do you want to feel sorry for yourself, or do you want to get well? Because you can't have both. When your mind is full of defeat, your words lose their power. But when your mind is full of unshakable belief, your words become lethal weapons against sickness. You start speaking like a conqueror, not a patient, not a victim, not a beggar, a conqueror. Every word you say should strike like a sword, sharp, precise, full of authority. But that only happens when your inner world matches your outer confession. The world has taught you to be polite, to be soft, to doubt yourself just in case. But faith doesn't do just in case. Faith says, I am healed, period. Faith doesn't check the weather before it moves. Faith commands the storm. So stop talking yourself out of your own miracle. If your mind is filled with anxious noise, then your mouth becomes a tool of hesitation, not power. Fix your focus. Lock in your mindset. Align it with victory, with wholeness, with divine truth. You want a powerful life? Then think powerful thoughts. You want healing? Then speak nothing but healing. You can't afford to entertain even one negative word. Even one moment of doubt is too expensive. You either speak life or you don't speak at all. That's how serious this is. Because every time you speak, you are either building or breaking your own healing. This is the warrior's mindset. My thoughts are not random, they're trained. My mouth is not reckless, it's a weapon. Every time I open it, I speak strength, I speak restoration, I speak divine order into my body. No more double-mindedness, no more confusion. I am aligned, I am focused, I am whole. So declare it now like you mean it. My thoughts are aligned with divine strength. My words are weapons of healing. And say it again and again until your body starts to believe it. Until every cell, every organ, every muscle aligns with the power of those words. This isn't just affirmation. This is transformation. This is where healing begins. In your mind, in your mouth, and then in your body. Activate your inner warrior. I'm not talking about some poetic concept or feel-good motivational quote. I'm talking about tapping into the raw, relentless, primal power that lives deep inside of you. That warrior, that fire. It's been buried under years of fear, doubt, diagnosis, and pain, but it's still there. And now is the time to bring it out. Healing doesn't come to the passive. It doesn't come to the ones who sit around hoping something changes. You don't wish your way out of sickness. You war your way out. You don't tiptoe into healing. You storm in like a soldier kicking down the gates of hell. Every second you hesitate, sickness digs in deeper. Every time you whimper, it strengthens its grip. But the moment you rise up with rage in your voice and say, enough, everything changes. This isn't about pretending you don't feel pain. This isn't about ignoring your reality. It's about refusing to surrender to it. You can feel weak, but you don't act weak. You can be tired, but you fight anyway. Warriors aren't fearless. They're just too damn committed to let fear stop them. And so should you be. You want to feel better? Then fight like your life depends on it, because it does. Don't wait for someone to hand you your healing. Take it. Take it with prayer, with power, with persistence. Every breath you take is a declaration. I will not go quietly. Every prayer you speak is a punch thrown at sickness. Every time you speak life over your body, you are training your mind and spirit to push back harder. I am not weak. Say it with power, not like a question, like a fact. I am not fragile. Let the world know you won't be broken. I am a fighter, and not just any fighter. One with purpose, one with faith, one with the fire of God behind every word. I win against every sickness. Not some, not maybe, every single one. It's time to stop looking at yourself like a victim. You're not cursed. You're not broken. You are being challenged. And champions rise through challenge. You were built for this. Your body may have taken hits, but your spirit is undefeated. It just needs you to activate it. So get up, speak louder, pray harder, stand firmer, and when your body says, I'm done, your warrior replies, not yet. You were born to conquer. Sickness is the enemy, and today, right now, in this very moment, you fight back. And you don't stop until healing bows to your will. Because warriors don't quit. They win. You can't heal in a toxic environment, mentally, spiritually, or physically. That's not just a nice saying, it's the brutal truth. If you're praying for healing while surrounding yourself with spiritual poison, emotional filth, and physical garbage, you're wasting your time. Healing isn't just about what you're asking God to do, it's also about what you're willing to let go of. You want breakthrough? Then it's time for a total detox. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now. Your body's not a dumping ground. Stop feeding it trash and expecting energy, strength, and restoration. Garbage in, garbage out. Start eating like you respect the temple you live in. Hydrate like your life depends on it, because it does. Move, sweat, breathe. Stop waiting for motivation and just execute. Sickness can't survive in a disciplined, clean vessel. But this isn't just about the body. That's only one piece of the battlefield. Let's talk about your mind, the inner voice that won't shut up. If that voice is filled with fear, anxiety, and self-pity, then you're housing the very sickness you're trying to fight. You don't need more medication, you need mental reprogramming. You need to stand guard at the gates of your mind and refuse to let in anything that doesn't build you up. No more scrolling through negativity. No more entertaining conversations that drain your energy. No more clinging to people who bring stress and chaos into your life. Cut the cord. Remove the infection. And your spirit? That's where the real war is happening. Some of you are praying for healing while holding on to bitterness, unforgiveness, shame, guilt. That's poison. That's spiritual rot. You can't ask God to fill you with healing light when your soul is hoarding darkness. Forgive who hurt you, release who betrayed you. Let go of the trauma you didn't deserve. Not because they deserve peace, but because you do. You can't rise if you're chained to the past. Clean your space, clean your energy, clean your habits. Do it aggressively, not with a soft hand, but with violent intention. Healing isn't passive, it's war. You are fighting for your life, and the enemy wants you sick, slow, and spiritually dead. But you're not here to play nice. You're here to reclaim your health with every ounce of fire inside of you. Say with conviction, I release every toxin, every fear, every doubt. I release the thoughts that no longer serve me. I release the weight of the past. I release the bitterness that keeps my body in bondage. I release the lies that tell me I'll never get better. I create space for healing, for restoration, for strength. I create space for light to flood my mind, body, and spirit. I am detoxing from everything that doesn't serve my destiny. This is your command. This is your moment. You're not just praying. You're taking full authority. You're cleansing your life to make room for the miracle. This wasn't just a video. This was a transformation. If you felt that power, don't keep it to yourself. Speak it daily, live it boldly, and share this with someone who needs to fight. Because healing isn't for the silent. It's for the warriors. Now go and live like the sickness never had a chance.